Hey, it's Chris at All Systems Broadband, and today we're going to show you how to install our outside plant box. You can follow along with the video or click one of the links in the description below and skip to a specific section that you want. Remember to follow all safety precautions. This includes any company policies and procedures, and always follow local and national safety construction codes. Here's some common tools you may need during installation. We have a Kevlar cutter, a pair of snips, a marker, and a 2/16 can wrench. Here's what typically comes in a package. This includes the outside plant box itself, SC APC adapter, SC retainer, felt wrap, 3 8-inch tie wraps, and 4 6-inch tie wraps. Access to the outside plant box is secured by two different methods. First, you have your security screw, which is accessed by the 2/16 can wrench. After loosening the screw, right above that is the plastic latch. You press that in and swing the door open. Inside the box, you'll see some of the common components you'll use during installation. You have your cable arms for securing the cable, a removable grommet, and the rest of the components are described here on the door label. To start the installation, we'll first remove this grommet on the left side of the box. This is where our incoming feeder cable is going to go. Use your Kevlar cutters to cut the bottom of the grommet. This will allow you to remove the grommet with the cable already installed and makes installation a lot easier. For this demonstration, we're going to use a small piece of conduit. Your installation would obviously be a much longer piece, but you can see right here we've got the short piece of conduit and the cables already ran through that piece. You attach the conduit to the outside of the box using the supplied 6-inch tie wrap. I find it easier just to go ahead and install the tie wrap in the box versus trying to hold the conduit and tie wrap it at the same time. Once you've got your tie wrap pre-routed, you can go ahead and secure the conduit to the box. When tightening the tie wrap, you don't have to completely tighten it. We're just trying to support the conduit for right now until we can position it correctly on the outside of the box. This is why it's important to split the bottom of the grommet. You can see the cable's already sticking to the box, but we're still able to install the grommet fully. When reinstalling the grommet, it's important to make sure the grommet is fully seated inside the port. After you install your grommet, this is when you'll take the conduit and slide it up against the grommet and tighten up your tie wrap. Now take a pair of snips and trim the excess tie wrap. Now we're ready to secure the incoming feeder cable to the box. You can see the mounting location is right here on the left. Use a 6-inch tie wrap and a piece of felt wrap. The reason for the felt wrap is to provide protection for the incoming fiber cable, and once the fiber cable is secured to the box of the tie wrap, it provides a little bit of pull-out retention force. Simply wrap the incoming cable with felt wrap. You may have to move the cable arm out of the way. 1 to 2 wraps of felt wrap will provide more than enough protection. Now use your tie wrap to secure the incoming feeder cable to the box. Remember to take your snips and trim the excess tie wrap. Now we're ready to start storing our incoming feeder cable. We're going to store it in a clockwise direction. Make sure all your cable arms are in position. You're going to notice this first loop that I create is going to be a little bit tighter than the remaining loops. This gives you a little bit of adjustability at the end of your cable to make sure it reaches the bulkhead. An example of this is shown at the end of this video. With the video sped up, you can see I'm just coiling in all of the slack and making sure I don't have any unwanted twists in the cable. As I'm reaching the end of the cable, you'll see that I'll just simply store the SC end of this cable at the bottom of the box so I can prepare the SC APC adapter. Now we're ready to connect our SC end of the cable to the bulkhead. This is done with the SC retainer shown here and an SC APC adapter. We're going to take our SC retainer and plug the SC APC adapter into it, making sure the tangs are fully engaged and locked. Now we're ready to install our SC retainer assembly into the bulkhead. That bottom tab will go into the bottom of the bulkhead and simply snaps into the box. Make sure your SC retainer assembly is fully locked in. Now take the SC adapter end of your incoming feeder cable and remove your dust cap. Then remove the dust cap from the SC APC adapter, clean your connections, and plug in your cable. The right side of the box is where we'll have our outgoing cable. It's the same grommet and mounting locations. Same as the left side of the box, we'll remove our grommet, take our Kevlar cutters, and slit the bottom of the grommet to make grommet removal easy while the cable is already installed. Now you're ready to feed your outgoing cable slack into the OSP box. First, move the cable arm so we can lift the incoming feeder cable assembly up. Feed your outgoing cable under the incoming cable assembly and pull your slack through. The outgoing cable isn't pinched by the incoming cable since it doesn't sit completely flat against the bottom of the box. With all the slack pulled through, we're ready to secure our outgoing cable to the two mounting locations. Use your marker to mark the locations where the felt wrap will be installed. Now take your pieces of felt wrap and wrap the outgoing cable at the marked locations. The outgoing cable is secured by using two of the supplied 6-inch tie wraps. Secure the outgoing cable to the OSP box using supplied tie wraps, but do not over tighten the tie wraps as this may cause damage to the fiber. Once you're completed, make sure you go back and trim the excess tie wrap material. Now with the grommet already pre-slit at the bottom, we can reinstall our grommet, making sure it's completely seated inside the port. Make sure your outgoing cable isn't pinched in between the grommet and the bottom of the port. Next, you're going to store your outgoing cable slack in a counterclockwise direction. To make uniform loops, first take the cable, make the first loop, make sure it fits inside the box, and after that continue making the loops the same size. Secure the slack to the bulkhead using the supplied Velcro wrap. After that, you're ready to plug in your SC adapter. Remove your dust cap on both ends, clean your connections, and plug in the adapter. Next, you're going to want to put tie wraps around the bundle of incoming feeder cable. This is done using the 3 supplied 8-inch tie wraps. The important step here is to remember not to tie wrap the indoor fiber cable or the yellow cable. You only want to secure the flat drop cable that you've brought into the box. After you've secured the bundle with the 3 supply tie wraps, make sure you take your snips and go back and remove the excess tie wrap material. Installation of the incoming feeder cable and outgoing cable is now complete. Before closing the lid, make sure all your cable arms are in the correct position and holding the cable bundle correctly. Go ahead and close the lid to the box. Make sure the snap above the security screw is fully engaged. Take your 2/16 can wrench and tighten the security screw. In this section of the video, we're going to show you how to install the OptiTap assembly. First, remove the dust cap on the end and remove the nut. Go ahead and install your OptiTap assembly into the bulkhead. Secure the OptiTap with the same nut you just removed, but it isn't necessary to tighten that nut just yet. Also, make sure you reinstall your dust cap. Now remove the dust cap on the left side of the OptiTap and the dust cap on the incoming feeder cable. Since we didn't tighten the nut on the OptiTap assembly just yet, we're able to freely rotate the OptiTap to make sure the incoming feeder cable fully engages into the OptiTap assembly. With the cable engaged, you can go ahead and tighten up the OptiTap nut on the assembly and tighten up the incoming cable to the OptiTap assembly. With the incoming cable installed, you're now ready to install the customer side outgoing cable. As I said previously in the video, it's important to put that first loop at a shorter diameter than the rest of the loops. This provides you with adjustability in the cable to make sure the cable end reaches the bulkhead. This is achieved by turning the cable assembly either left or right, and will cause the last loop of cable to either increase or decrease to make sure your cable end reaches the bulkhead. And that's it. This concludes the video of the outside plant box installation. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to call us at 1-877-272-4984 or email us at customercare@go-asb.com.